and looping statements and control statements. So first of all, why we need to use the operator precedence? Why we need to use the operator precedence? Why we need to take care of brackets as high priority and explanation as a high priority, and why we need to take all these things? Why we need to consider all these things as a priority wise? Without giving the priority and without giving the priority, how can you evaluate the expression? So for what is the reason why we need to make it as high priority? The most important thing is the computer is a machine. Whatever you pass the instructions, it is going to take those instructions, and it is based on whatever you provide the instructions, it will take those instructions, it will get compile and execute, and it will provide the desired output. Whatever you gave the instructions, whatever you gave the guidelines to the compiler, it will process and it will follow those rules and regulations, and it will compile and it will execute and it will provide the output to you. And see, for example, here if you observe the if you observe the explanation, how can you get to know this is having a high priority? And how can you get to know this is the low priority then compared to the explanation? How can I get to know where these values are defined? How it is going to take, where it is going to take those inputs from inputs for compiling and executing and providing the desired output? Any guess? Anyone? Any guess? Anyone? Anything which is, see, for example, if you want to compile the C++ program or C program, we need to install the G++ compiler, and whatever the predefined functions like a printf, scanf, everything, the values, those functions are defined in that particular compiler. So similarly, the values, the precedence are defined in the compiler point of view. Like it is the inbuilt functions on everything. The priorities are inbuilt only. No need of mentioning that. Like for example, if I want to use the int a variable, first of all, what I need to do? I need to declare. I need to initialize the value to that variable. So then I can use that particular variable. So in case of here, the variable precedence, it is already predefined in the Python compiler, like whatever the Python IDE. So these values or these priorities are already defined based on the definition, based on defined in the order wise. So it is going to execute and it is going to get compiled and it is going to whatever interrupter. It is interrupter, right? Python is. So might be everyone knows, right? Everyone might be gone through that BUDMAS rule, right? In the initial days of your career, whenever you start learning any programming language or any mathematical expression calculation, BUDMAS rule is there, right? B for brackets, O for order expression, and D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, S for subtraction. The least priority is the subtraction in those cases. But in case of Python, the order of precedence is different. So here addition and subtraction is different. Then only the right and left bitwise shift is coming to picture. Then bitwise and then followed by the bitwise exclusive or regular OR. Then comparison operator. Everyone gone through those previous operator, right? Operators. One of the operator is this one, right? What is the meaning of this one? Open bracket and close bracket. What is the meaning of this one? It is equal to the not equal to operator. Everyone get to know, right? So in the next, equal to operator, assignment operator, identity operator, membership operator, and finally logical operator is coming to picture. Based on this precedence, it is the expression, whatever the expression you are going to give to the Python IDE, It is going to verify, it is going to validate, it is going to get prioritize those expression, and it will give the desired output, whatever the customer, whatever the programmer is needed. Based on the priority is going to get calculated. Understanding, right, everyone? Everyone get to know, right, why we need to provide the operation precedence? The computer is a mission. So okay, based on based on the instruction, it is going to get calculated and it is going to give the desired output. This is the operator precedence. Some of the cases we need to follow the operator precedence. Otherwise, what's going to happen? What's going to get happen? Operator precedence. If you are not providing the priority to the, it will give one desired output. If you compile one more time, it will give one more desired output. It will be one time, one output will come. Why? Because there is no precedence, there is no priority to those expressions. So that is the reason we need to provide the operator precedence for getting the unique desired output. Understanding, right, everyone? For getting the unique desired output, we need to provide the operator precedence. If you are not going to provide the operator precedence, or if you are not going to give the priority to the each and every operator which are present in any of the programming language, we are not going to get the desired output. Understanding, right, everyone? If you have any queries, please note it down. By the end of the session, you can ask the queries. I am going to clarify each and every person doubts. Okay, is it clear? So now I move on to the next topic, very interesting topic, that is called decision. Why we need to take the decisions? First of all, why we need to write any one of the programming language? For reducing human effort, we need to write any one of the programming language. Out of these many programming languages, we need to choose our own programming language based on our requirement. My application is more interactive. I can choose one in other programming language. My application more in terms of use GUI. Then I will go for the Java. Now my application must be very secure and safe. Then I will go for the C programming language. Based on the given requirement, I can go for the any one of the programming language. In the any one of the programming language, out of these many programming languages, some of the concepts which are present in that programming language for reducing the human effort. Reducing the human effort. First of all, what is decision making? What all the things come under decision making in the Python programming language? If the structure evaluation multiple expressions which produce true or false outcome, it means it is a Boolean expression. If the condition is true, then I can execute something. If the condition is false, I can go for something. The best example for this one is day-to-day your life is like might be every college has their own websites, right? They will provide the username and password to you. Here forget about their cases, but I'm just comparing both of them. There they will maintain some database. In the database, they register the username and password, and once you provide the username and password, they'll check in the database, and if the username and password is correct, and it will redirect to the home page. Similarly, here in the Python programming language, if the statement is true, I am going to get execute some of the statements under the if statement, which comes under the if statement. If something goes wrong, like for example, if A equal to B, A value is 10 and B value is 10. It means what happened? If A equal to B means I'm just comparing the A equal to B. I'm not assigning the value. Comparing means A double equal to B. So I'm just comparing the values. If the statement is true, then execute the follow the blocks of statements. And one more interesting thing in Python is, like in some other programming language, I hope everyone is familiar with any one of the programming language. If my screen is visible to everyone, see, I'm going to open one bracket and close one bracket. So in between the brackets, whatever the code is there, it will come under this if expression only. Whatever the blocks of statement, once followed by the open bracket and close bracket, the everything is goes the if statement only. But in case of Python programming language, no need of providing any brackets. Just we need to provide the so I need to follow the same indentation. So it start from here means I need to next line also start from here. Why? Because this statement also falls under the if expression only. If I want to use only one statement, remaining two statements not come under this if statement. So what I need to do? I need to change the indentation. And one more interesting is here, if the expression is statement there, I can write here also. Print and followed by whatever the hello all, welcome to TCS sessions. I can write everything in single line only. This is a single line if statements. So you got to know, right, what is the advantage of statement in Python? So no need of writing the open bracket and close bracket. Just I need to follow the set of standard statement with same indentation. Till that particular indentation it is going to take and it is going to get executed. Understanding, right? Under the decision making, if whatever the given expression is true, if the given expression is true, it is going to get evaluated if it is true and execute the follow statement. In the next case, if else statement. If the statement is true, it will get executed. If the statement is not true, it is going to execute the else part. Understanding, right? Might be patient, might be few of them already gone through the if else statement, but those people who are new to the programming language, I am explaining to them. Understanding, right? So I'll one of the example, I'll try to execute for each and every problem. For example, if statement is there, I'm going to execute one programming example. If else statement is there, I'm going to take one example. Nested if. If inside one more if. So that is called nested if. Based on the if statement, multiple statements are true. For example, you see, for example, A equal to B, A equal to 10, B equal to 20. So might be some other option is also there. So I have in that my given requirement, I have more than two values is true. So I can go for the nested if. Based on my input, based on my requirement, if more than two inputs are two statements are true, so then that time I will go for the nested if. So I'm going to everyone is clear, right? So I will explain about each and every decision making. There are three decision making statements are there in Python. One is if statement, second one is the if else statement, and third one is one more is also there, else if statement is also there, and fourth one is the nested if statement. Understanding, right, everyone? There are four is there. Based on my given requirement, I can go any one of the statement. So the first statement, first is if statement. In the if statement, what is going to do? When I need to go for the if statement. When see, I am taking any one of the future in any one of the programming language means based on my requirement, I can go for any one of the feature in this particular programming language. So for that one, only one statement is there. There is no second thought in that particular statement. The best example is the username and password. Other programming language, whatever the programming languages are there, right? C or C++ or Java, any other programming language is there. Similar kind of thing, if the definition is applicable for Python as well. The if statement contains logical expressions using which data is compared and a decision is made on the result of the comparison. It means the Boolean expression. It means whether it is a true, then I will execute. If it is a false, I'm not going to execute. Right, and the right side is there, that is the value to that particular variable. I'm assigning value to that particular variable. Password is one more variable. I'm just assigning the value to that password variable, and user and PWD, and raw input is a function. I'm just giving the enter username and enter password. If whatever raw input means, if it is a C++, it is a scanf. Scanf might be those people who are familiar with C++, you can treat it as a scanf. Those people who are familiar with C, it is a scanf. Those people who are familiar with C++, it is a cin. Understanding, right? I'm just giving the example. I'm just comparing to other languages. I'm trying to explaining to you. So it is a raw input, enter the username, and PWD raw input, enter the password. If whatever I enter the value from the console, if it is a TCS, the username is TCS, and if the password is 123456, then I will print the welcome to TCS. And what happens if whatever I gave the TCS and if the password is wrong, then what's going to happen? Or if I gave the T only, I gave the password as 123456, what's going to happen? We'll check the output. And what we need to do for running from the IDE, we need to press the F5. I'll provide the TCS, and password is 123456. And what's going to happen if I provide the username as a TCS and password as a 12346? What's going to happen? So it compare the values. Compare values. If it is a TCS, its username is TCS and password is a 123456, and it compare both the values. It is going to get true, and then it whatever the statement which is followed by the printf statement, which is followed by the if statement, it is going to get execute, and it will execute, and it will print the whatever the printf statement which is followed by the if statement. Understanding, right? See, for example, what's going to happen if I'm not if I provided the wrong username, I gave the only T, and I gave the 123456. I gave the username as a wrong and password is correct. Then what's going to happen? It is not giving any output. Why? Because there is no else statement. If the expression is going to get true and execute this statement. If the expression is false, I said compiler, I already told you. I'm just repeating again and again. Why? Because this is very important thing while doing any programming language, in any programming, any program doing in your computer. Just computer is a mission. Whatever you are passing the instruction, it is going to take those instructions and it is going to compile and execute, and it will give the desired output. That is the one thing you need to remember each and every minute. So I pass the username as TCS and password is 123456. If this is only true, and execute the follow statement. If it is wrong, I said nothing to them. So that's why it is not giving any output on the console. So I gave one more alternate statement. One more is, and username I am giving correct only, but this time I am giving password as wrong. So this time also it is not providing any output. So this is the if statement. Next, coming to picture of, everyone understand, right? If the expression is true, then it is going to execute by the follow the statement. If the expression is false, I am not going to do anything. So variable 1, variable 2. If var 1 equal, then print value 1 is var. If var variable 2 equal, so goodbye. So it will followed by the, it will give the followed the it will give the desired output whatever I gave in the this statement. Any. Okay. 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 next statement is the if else statement. Then see, previously in the if statement we gave the instruction to the compiler, instruction to the Python IDE only if the condition is true what we need to do. We didn't explain that what we need to give or what we need to do if the condition is false. So in that case, what we need to do, what are the precautions we need to take? The best example at the same time, at the same only. So whenever you are log into the Facebook or whenever you log into the Gmail, whenever you provide the username and followed by the password, if the username and password is correct, and it will redirect to the home page. If the username and password is not correct, it will pop up one message as your username and password is not correct. The application must be interactive. In the previous case, if I gave the correct username and password, it will redirect to the home page. But in case of if I provide the username and password is not correct, I don't know what exactly things are going. I don't know whether I gave the correct username and password. That is the reason we need to provide the valid pop-up message if the username and password is not correct. So then we need to choose the else statement for this kind of requirement. So what if else statement will do? An else statement can be combination with an if statement. First of all, if statement is there. If the condition is not true, then I will go to the else statement. An else statement contains the block of code that execute if the conditional expression in the if statement resolves to 0 or a false value. 0 or a false value. Why? Because the expression is false. If the expression is 0, then I will go for the else statement. When we need to go for the else statement, there are explaining. Go for the else statement. The else statement is an optional statement. Why? Because without else also I can write the if statement. Without else statement also I can write the if statement. The else statement is an optional statement, and there could be at most only one else statement following if. At most. Why? Because if the if statement is there, at most one else statement must be present for the if statement. Understanding, right, everyone? So we'll check one of the example for if else statement also. We'll take the same example. So in this case, in this example, what I did, if the username is password is correct and I provided the welcome to TCS. If the things are not going in my way, means the username and password is not correct. So then I'll give the username and password. Username and password does not match. So here this application is more interactive, or this application is more user friendly. So if I am providing whatever the username and password is not correct, and just what I need to do, I am explaining to the Python IDE. So we'll try to run this program. So username, I gave the TCS, and password is. What happened? It executed the else block statement instead of the if block statement. Why? Because the username and password does not match, or username and password are not matched based on the given instructions which are there in the program. Understanding, right, everyone? And one if statement, how many else statements it will contain? At most only one else statement must contain. Understanding, right, everyone? So same you can applicable to the password also. For example, if I give enter the username, I give the TCS, and the password is something else. So username or password does not match. Any one of the thing is wrong, then it will go to the else statement. When it will go to the else statement? In the two cases. One is the expression is false, or the value equal to 0. These two cases, the if statement is not going to execute, and whatever the else statement, whatever the statements which are present in the else statement, it is going to get executed and it will give the desired output. Understanding, right, everyone? So this is the if else statement, and if else if. And if the if the expression is more, in this case only gunshot, like if the expression is true, there is no second thought in that case. There is no second thought in that case. So it means if the expression is true, execute this one. If the expression is false, execute this one. But in some cases, more than two values is going to get true. If A equal to B, or if A equal to C, if both are not equal, what we need to do? A, B, C, three different. So these kind of things also going to get present is in that case we need to give the else if statement is also there. Else if statement is also there. Understanding, right, everyone? If statement is going to get executed, the expression is true or false. In the if else statement, get execute. If the statement is true, it's going to execute true, and if the statement is going to get false, and else statement is going to get true, execute. And in the third case, more than one value is going to get true. More than one statement or more than one expression is going to get true. That time, what we need to do? We need to use the else if also. In some of the programming language, it is a ELSE and space if. But in case of Python, it is a ELIF else if. In case of Python, it is a else. Understanding, right, everyone? And one more final word is, we discussed, right, in the initial step, there are four types are there: if statement, if else statement, if statement, if else, and else if, and fourth and final one is a nested if. Nested if means if inside the if. If the expression is true, and I will check one more expression. If I pass on to the one gate, I need to pass on to the second gate also. For reaching to the office room, first what I need to do? I need to pass the gate. Then I need to pass the room. Then only I will get into the room, that particular room. So these kind of things, I need to go for the else if statement, nested if statement. One if is there. If the condition is true, then it will execute one more condition. If both are not true, if this particular if already inside if, already it came into the inside, and in the inside also it will check. If the condition is true, it will execute this one. If the condition is false also, it won't go outside from this particular loop. It will there inside the loop only, it will execute the else statement. In the first point only, if this particular if is going to get false, then execute this particular else. Understanding, right, everyone? Check this particular example. If var1 means what? 100. 100 means if it is not a 0 or not a false statement, then it will come to here. It will come to here and it will print the value is 100. And it will check one more if statement. If var equal to 200, then it is going to get this executed. Now here, if I gave a 0 here, what's going to happen? If I gave a 0 here, what's going to happen? It will give the else statement inside the if statement, and it will give the var2 is not defined. Understanding, right, everyone? Why? Because if it is a 0 or if it is a false, it is going to execute the else statement instead of if statement. Understanding, right, everyone? And the next one is the looping statements. Till now we checked the if the condition is true, it's going to do those things. Only one single line of statement means one single line of comparison or one single line of condition check. I want to do same thing again and again until the statement condition is false or until the iteration is get over, until the whatever I provide the sequence is get over. So those will go for the loops instead of conditional statements. When we will go for the looping statements? A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statement multiple times. If it is a single time, we can go for the if else statements. If I want to execute the same set of statement for multiple number of times, then I will go for the looping statements. What is the use of looping statement? When we need to go for the looping statement? See, for example, I need to check the value. I want to print the 10 integers other than 0. So I want to iterate 10 times. The value less than or equal to 10, I will print. I will initial the variable to 1 first initially. I want to iterate 10 times. Then I will go for the looping statements. In the real-time example, take the example of your college academic only. So each and every branch has certain n number of students are there. N number of students, for example, CSE 45 seats are there. I want to do an admission for those 45 students. I need to increment I need to add the each and every person in that database, and I will increase the loop by 1. So then I will get to know if the value, if the student count less than or equal to 45, then only it will get. If it is greater than or equal to 45, then you can stop admissions. That means the value, if it is crossed more than 45, you can stop the admissions. Why? Because seats are already full. So these type of real-time applications or real-time problems, we can use the looping statements. Python programming language provide the following types of looping, handling the looping requirements. There are 3 types of loopings are there in Python. First one is the while loop, second one is the for loop, third one is the nested loop. It is similar to the nested if only. Means inside the loop. Loop inside the loop. For example, I use the while loop, I can use the for loop inside the while loop. Or if I use the for loop, I can use the inside the while loop. So I can do all these things. So what is the use of for loop? Repeat a statement or group of statement while a given condition is true. Means if the condition is getting true, we can execute. If the condition is false, we can come out of that particular block. And here one more interesting is also there in Python. If in C++ or in Java or in C++ or in Java or in C programming language, any other programming language, else statement we can use for the if statement only. The if statement is there, you can use the else statement. But the funniest and a very good thing is we can use the else statement with the while statement also. With the loops also we can use the else statement. It means might be the people who knows about the default statement in the C programming language or C++, it is that kind of thing. Like if while is going to get executed, one time it is going to execute else statement. If for is going to execute, it is going to get executed the one conditions. Same kind of thing you can applicable the else statement in the loops also. We'll discuss about the while loop, and we'll discuss about one example with the while loop, and we'll discuss one example with the for loop, and we'll discuss about one example with the nested loop as well. Understanding, right? While loop. A while loop statement in Python programming language repeatedly execute a target statement is as long as a given condition is true. I told you, right? The 45 seats are there. You can add the students to that particular college or that particular branch. If the values get exhausted or values get beyond that 45 value, you can stop execution. You can come out of that particular loop and provide the statement as the seats are already getting full, there is no admissions are available, and so particular branch and so college. Here you try to see when expression is true, until the getting expression is true, these statements, one statement or set of statement, one statement or group of statement, it is going to get executed and repeatedly until the condition is going to get false. The condition is true, it is going to execute. If the condition is false, it is not going to execute. The statements may be a single statement or block of statements. The condition may be any expression, and true is any non-zero value. The loop iterates while the condition is true. So we'll see one other example for equal to 10. What we need to do? Print counter, and we need to give the increment. See, it means what? Everyone try to see. Counter plus equal to 1 means counter equal to counter plus 1. The expression is evaluated as counter equal to counter plus 1. Understanding, right, everyone? If I try to run this one, what's going to happen? It is going to print the 1 to 9 values. Why? Because till the 9 value the statement is going to get true. See, we will try to see one more example also. If we give the equal sign here, what's going to happen? To give the equal also I provided. Equal also provided. That's why it print the 10 also. Why? Because less than or equal to 10, less than or equal to 10 is also true, and it is going to print the following expression, and it is going to increment this one, counter equal to counter plus 1. It means 10 plus 1, and it will again come to here. It will try to check it here. 11 less than or equal to 11 less than or equal to 10. The expression is going to get false, and then the loop it will come out. Understanding, right? See, if the counter equal, I will tell you, those people who are not familiar with any one of the programming language, try to listen this one. I will explain only this one. I will skip the for loop statement. See, first, Python IDE, what it will do? Counter value is going to get initialized to 1. It will print this one. Then it will come to here. 1 less than or equal to 10. So it will print the whatever the value. In the counter, what is the value is there? 1 is there. It will print the 1. Again, now the value of the counter equal to 1. It will come to here and it will check here. 1 equal to 1 plus 1. So the counter value is going to become 2. Then it will come to here. It is going to become a 2. 2 less than or equal to 10. Again it will print the 2. And it will come to here. And again it will check. Counter 2 equal to 2 plus 1. So it means 3. The value of the counter equal to 3, and it will get execute until the condition is going to get false. Understanding, right, everyone? So same, we'll execute this one. While the expression is false, you can skip it, that one. Why? Because if the expression is false, I am not explaining, I am not asking compiler to do something. So if the if the expression is false, then execute the set of statement which are present in the else statement. The set of statement which are present in the else statement, I'll ask to execute. I'll try to run one of the example for the else statement also. So what's going to happen? If you run this one, the default statement is also going to get executed after the while statement. At least one time it is going to executed after the if statement. Understanding, right, everyone? I'm asking everyone, please be patient and try to listen. And be patient and try to be attention, and if you note it down whatever the doubts you are going to have, and I will give the buffer time for 10 minutes. If you have any queries, you can ask at the end of. Okay, while statement is there, and next is the for loop statement. It is different from the C++ programming language or C programming language. It has the ability to iterate over the items of any sequence, such as a list or a string. And the syntax for for loop is for iterating where or index, whatever the index, in is a keyword and the sequence. So if the sequence, whatever the sequence is there, the sequence is going to ascend to this one, and it is going to execute followed by the statements until the sequence is going to get over. If the sequence contain an expression list, if it evaluated first, then the first item in the sequence is assigned to the iterating variable. Means, for example, here the list is there, list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First one is going to assign to this one, and the set of statement is going to get executed. So second in the sequence, the second in the list, variable 2 is there, the value 2 is there. 2 is going to assign to the iterating var, and it is going to execute the statements again. Next, the statement block is executed. Each item in the list is assigned to iterator value, and the statement block is executed until the entire sequence is exhausted. If, for example, if in the sequence, so for example, this is a sequence. This is a sequence which we are going to assign to this particular I variable. Until unless it is not going to get completed each and every variable, each and every character, it is going to get printed, and finally it will come out of that loop. In the while loop, what's going to happen? The condition is going to, until unless the condition is going to get true, means the value, whatever the comparing values get true, it is going to execute the followed statement which are present in the while loop. And similarly, in for loop, until unless the sequence is going to get over, it is going to get executed, and it will print the value. For example, Tata Consultancy Service. This T is going to assign to this I value, and it will print this printf statement. A is going to assign to this I, and again it will print. T is going to get assigned to this one, it is going to get print. If you run, you will get to know. See what's going to happen. It is going to take each and every character as an input, and it will print the values, and once it gets exhausted, once it reaches to this particular less, then it will come out of that particular loop. Understanding, right? Similarly, I already told you, right? We can use the else statement with the for loop as well as the while loop. We can write the else statement. We can write the else end of the string. So what we need to do? So it got exhausted by end of this s character, and it will print the whatever the statement which is present in the else part, Understanding, right? And one more interesting you need to observe. So controlling statements are there here. The control statements are three are there. One is the break, second one is the continue, and third one is the pass value. There are three are there. So for loop, now understanding, right? There are controlling statements are there. These control statements are similar to the C++ programming language only, apart from the pass statement. I will explain about the one interesting about the pass statement. And here for loop case we can use the range also. Here for loop you can use the range function also. Everyone write it down what the range function will do, what it can do, and if you want to print the range values, what we need to do. Everyone take it as assignment, this one. And you can try to run the for loop statement with the take two examples, two programming examples, and run with the range. In the first statement you can run with the range also. Take it as assignment, this one. Everyone note it down. For each and every program, whatever the topics I am going to get cover. For example, for loop you must write one programming example. While loop you must write one programming example. If statement one example. If else if statement one example. Nested if one example. Nested while one example. And for inside the for also one example. For inside the example. While inside the for one example. Everyone note it down. Each and every concept you need to write one programming example. Take it as assignment, and you can showcase to the, and you need to show to the your faculty. Understanding, right? Don't think that we are only explaining, we are not giving any task to you. Need to write each and every programming example. You need to write one program for each and every program, for each and every concept which are present in Python, whatever I am discussing in this particular session. Understanding, right? The final thing is, today I am going to cover the final thing is a loop control statements. Loop control statement. See, till now looping statement is there, means I can continue till 9 variables. I am not going to stop anywhere. If I want to stop only one particular instance of time, what I need to do? Or if I want to stop if something going to happen wrong, so what I need to do? Or if I know the statement but I don't know the implementation of that one, so what we need to do? See, the value, the variable, the counter equal 5, what we need to do? I don't know at this point of time, I don't know what we need to do for the pass statement. Then what we need to do? Looping control statement changes execution from its normal sequence. The similar kind of thing is like a normal flow of sequence, right? Exceptions, you remember, right? If the person knows any programming language, exceptions, it will interrupt the normal flow of execution, right? Similarly, it will stop the normal flow of looping statements. we execute leaves the score. All automatic objects that were created in this particular are destroyed. Understanding, right? Why we need to use the control statements? We need to use the control statement. Why? Because we need to execution from the its normal sequence. For example, if I give the counter equal to 1, if counter less than or equal to 10, print a counter. So it means it will print, it will loop the 10 times and it will get print. I don't want this kind of execution as of now, based on the my requirement. So what we need to do? If the counter equal to 5, what we need to do? So I need to simply break and I can come out of that particular loop. And if the counter equal 5, just I don't want to execute that particular only case, so I can come out of that particular case only. I can iterate to the next value, the value equal to 6. We'll see. And if the pass statement, if the counter equal to 5, what we need to do? I need to make it as some placeholder for the future implementation. I need to place the some place. For example, when some those people who are familiar with any programming language and will declare one value and we assign some particular value, and some other compiler will throw some error or some other compiler will throw some warning messages. You declare so and so variable, but you are not using that particular variable. So that's why we need to use the pass as a keyword for the placeholder. Understanding, right? Everyone understanding, right? Break statement, what it will do? Terminate the loop statement and transfer execution of the statement immediately following the loop. It will come out of the loop and it will execute the remaining program which is present in that particular statement. I will give one example for each and everything. Don't get confused and don't get tension. So I'll give one of the example for each and every statement. So continue statement cause the loop to skip the remainder of the body and immediately repeat its condition prior to reiterating. For example, if I give the continue statement for the if the count equal to 5, it will skip the count equal to 5 and it will go to the counter equal to 6. But in case of break statement, it will stop from there and it will come out of that particular loop. The pass statement in Python usually when a statement is required syntactically, but you do not want any command or code to execute. It means I need to keep it some space for the future implementation or future enhancement. Understanding, right, everyone? So I'll take one of the example. I will demonstrate the example with these things. If you have any queries, you can ask that time while with the break. So what's going to happen? If the counter equal to 1, while counter less than or equal to 10, if the counter equal to 3, break and the print counter equal to this one. So I'll run this program. So what's going to happen? Everyone try to see what happened. If the counter equal to 3, first what's going to happen? The counter value equal to 1 and it is going to compare 1 less than or equal to 10. So it is going to get true. And inside the while loop, it will check the if condition. If condition means what? Boolean expression. Means one of the expression. Counter equal to, this is the comparison operator, not assignment operator. So it will check 1 equal to 3 is not true. Then it will print counter. And it will increase the value. And again, it will come to here 2. It will execute. And coming to picture of 3 equal to 3 is a true statement. Then it will break the condition. It will come out of that particular loop. Now, one more interesting you need to observe is what? Here, if the counter equal to a, else part is also not going to get executed. Understanding, right, everyone? This is the break statement. Now we'll see one more example for the continue statement. Now if the value equal to 3, it will come out of the loop. If next one is a continue. This time it is a for with continue. What's going to happen here? If the value is 5, then what's going to happen? It is not going to get executed and it will come out of the loop and it will print the remaining also until the condition is, this particular condition is true. And I will give one more example for this one so that you will get to know very clearly. Instead of this one, I will give the same example only. So you can do what's going to happen. The counter equal to 3, you need to skip that one and remaining you need to get executed. In case of break statement, 2 statements only you can stop and you can come out of that particular loop. Understanding, right? The difference between the break and continue, and we need to give the pass means pass for the, we need to keep the placeholder for the future implementation. Static values to each and every item, so and so cost, these are 5 items. So it means I'll take the input from the console as so and so, veg biryani, dum biryani, like that way I'll choose any one and you can calculate the bill and generate the bill. Requirement is clear. Can I explain one more time? Calculate the line bill based on the based on the customer will come and he choose the 3 and generate the final bill, including the VAT functions, if else statement, for loop statement. For example, calculate the 1%. You want to calculate the 1 more percent bill. Again. So, second person. Queries. Generate the electricity bill. Generate the electricity bill. Everyone note it down, right? Generate the electricity based on the current reading. And we need to use the if else statements. If it is examples, everyone must be done. Take it as assignment. Year and month, if the value, if the units, the difference between both of them is less than 100, if it is a 5 rupees per unit. If it in between 100 and 200, it is a 6 rupees. If it is a greater than 300, it is a 9 rupees. Generate a power bill. Previous one is the time bill. Understanding, right, everyone? Need to okay. Apart from this one, anyone having any queries? Which I am going to cover in the next slide. Dictionary, sequence, comprehension. These are the things I am going to cover in the next session. So make sure before attending the session, you can go through those topics so that if you have any queries, you can ask me. You can ask me n number of queries. I am ready to answer those queries. It's a great opportunity to learn and great opportunity to share the thoughts between the colleges as well. So these colleges are thinking in different way and some other colleges are thinking in different way. So unique nature will come into picture. So you can go through those topics